and I'm the one in the green shirt.
And what's your name?
Zelda.
Alright, yeah, we are going to be playing Roll for Adventure.
If you can see right here on the box.
Roll for Adventure is a fairly lightweight dice placement cooperative game. Our objective is to defeat monsters. Well, actually, our objective is to complete quests and move these little gems from here over to this. Our current quest is the Sword of Saints. Basically, the game comes with. And sorry, I know I only have one camera, and you just have to live with not being able to see everything. Anyway, our objective is to move gems over to our quest, and in this case, we chose a relatively simple one that only requires 6 gems to be placed, and we'll place these crystals or gems, or whatever they are, by completing little tasks and subtasks on the territory boards.
But monsters can do their special attacks, which moves the skull, and once it gets to here, we're dead.
That's right. She's exactly right. And when monsters attack the territories, if they don't have dice to remove, they do damage. And if any territory is completely destroyed, we lose. There's a special monster, so we'll just get going and we'll explain it as we go.
And this is for the Master of Shadows, this big guy.
That's right.
Sometimes when he rolls a die, he can basically do 1 damage on each territory. This one, this one, this one, and this one. But sometimes it's just 1.
Very good. Thank you, Zelda. Okay, so we each have a special character. There's, I believe, 10 different characters in the box total. We're using some of the basic ones just because, playing with kids. I have the warrior, and my special ability is once per turn, I can place 2 or more dice with 2 different values on one territory. Usually you can only use 1 value. We'll talk about that as we go. But that's my special ability. And Zelda, she's actually using not one of the recommended starter ones. She chose the Frost Runner, who once per turn, she can move 1 of her dice from the Ice Cave, which is this territory over here. And she can move that territory to another territory where she is placing some dice. And what about you, Tempest?
Once per turn, you may defeat 1 enemy with a total of 4 instead of 6. However, you must put at least 1 die on this enemy.
So the fighter is better at killing monsters. That's who she is. Anyway, I'll go ahead and get us started. Do you want to change to the adventurer? That's fine. Okay, well, Zelda has decided she would rather play the adventurer who she has played before. So give me just 1 second. The adventurer allows you to once a turn re-roll any dice that you just rolled. So it's a pretty straightforward ability. So what you're going to do, it's very simple. On your turn, you take all of your dice and you roll them. And turn that so you can maybe see them. And then when you go to place dice, so in this case I've got 2 1s, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. So normally you're going to click one of those numbers and you're going to take all dice at that number and put it onto a location. Being the warrior, my special ability is I could take 2 different dice, but I don't have anything that great. So in this case, I'm just going to take my 2 1s and place them over here in the desert. And then I'm going to roll all my dice. And we will keep doing that until all my dice have placed. I did get 2 5s. We are using, so one of the interesting things about this game that adds the variability is each of these boards and each of these territory boards are A and B side, and the A side is kind of the easy side, and the B side is the difficult side.
So
you can make it.
Forest
Yes, we did flip the forest to the B side, but basically you can make the game super complex by trying to play everything on the B. So you can really you can really kind of tailor your difficulty level.
First, you should try and complete the A side before you flip them to.
All right, so I've got 2 dice left. This green die here is an ally die. Anytime you're not playing with the full 4 players, some people have some ally dice of the other players' dice. So we'll roll those last dice. We got a 1 and a 4. In this case, we have completed a minor subtask in the desert. We have 3 1s, and so one of these will slide over.
Slide
And the rest just return to my player board so they're now able to be used next turn. So all these dice are kind of locked in place until we complete this subtask and I get them back. So now I've also rolled a 6, so the forest takes both 5s and 6s. And we're using the kind of interesting forest where once everything meets, we then put the barrier in, and we have to get that number that the barrier points to remove it and complete our task.
Did you talk about the vortex?
I haven't talked about the vortex yet. I'll talk about it when it happens. Okay? So now at the end of each player's turn, you're going to flip a monster. The very first player, it's no big deal. You're just going to flip it. You're going to put it, so in this case, it's a green, it's a wood demon. So it attacks that territory. And the wood demon's always basically tries to remove a 5 and a 6 if it can. So it's going to remove, well, hold on, Zelda. It's going to remove both of those dice. And those are going to go to the vortex, meaning they're locked away. No one can use them until we can place dice in this little tile you can't see. Once you get a total dice value 10 plus in there, everything from the vortex gets released along with the dice located there. But for now, those dice are locked away and I cannot use them. And we'll talk about as more monsters come out, other things happen. We'll talk about that as we do it.
I need to tell them something.
Okay, go ahead, Zelda. What do you need to tell them?
The monsters, if you have a 1 monster and you have like a monster that has a higher number on it, it will trigger that monster to do its attack also.
Correct. We'll go into that as we reveal more monsters. I'm just with only one that doesn't happen, so I'm just going to wait until we trigger it and then talk about it. And that concludes my turn. All my dice have either been placed or been returned to my character board. And for next turn, if something doesn't get freed up, I've only got 2 dice to roll. So part of it is you can't let all your dice get tied up, because if everything gets locked up, you're instantly going to lose because you have nothing to roll. And Tempest rolled a whole bunch of 4s.
Yeah. Might as well go for it.
I can finish all up.
So in this case, she gets to put all of those into the fortress, into this one spot, and what this will do is it fills this little, this would be a subtask. So it's going to fill that. I'm going to scoot this board over a little bit this way so maybe you can see a little better. It's going to complete this subtask, which means she gets to, all these dice go back to her board for next turn, and this barrier goes away. When we remove all 3 barriers that you cannot see in the fortress, we then get a gem, and the barriers regenerate. But she still has more dice to keep rolling. Remember, we have a monster out, and I've got a lot of dice trapped in the vortex.
Wait, it takes me 4.
It takes you 4. You can, so normally, so this monster, one of the other things you can do with your dice is you can place them on monsters to kill them. They normally need a 6 plus. Her special ability is she just needs a 4 plus. She happened to have a 4, so she'll use that to defeat the monster. She has a 3, which she can either put into this other extra section of the ice forest or into the ice cave. Which using the ice cave allows you to, doesn't give you any gems to your quests, but you can use the ice cave to get these bonus dice, these great bonus dice. And if you fill it up more, you can also destroy a monster. So if you get 4 dice in there, you can go ahead and pull those out, get a bonus dice with 5 dice. You can take a bonus die and kill a monster. And if you wait till you get all 6 dice, and they go consecutively 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you would need 1 of each number. But then everyone that has a die in there gets a bonus die. You also get to kill a monster, and you get to reset 1 territory's damage track back to 0. So that's super useful once you start getting lots of monsters out and you start taking lots of damage. But I believe that concludes Zelda's turn.
My turn.
Or Tempest's turn, sorry.
No, monster.
And, oh, sorry, she's right. We still have to flip a monster. And in this case, we get a Crypt Spirit, which is a level 2. So all the monsters are level 1, 2, or 3, except for the Master of Shadows. Crypt Spirit's going to come out. So when they attack the territories, they're always looking to remove dice, even though this one has. So if it could, it would remove a 2, a 3, and a 4. But there's only a 3 in here at the moment, so it'll just remove that. But that's fine. That satisfies the condition, so it does not do damage. As long as it removes a single die, no damage is done. but the monster stays out there until it's defeated, and it could trigger multiple attacks. And that concludes Tempest's turn. Zelda, yes.
Does the Black Shadow person, does he have a number on him?
No, so that's the Master of Shadows, which is the big monster that is somewhere in this deck. When he comes out, he triggers everything that's out to attack, and then he also rolls his die, and then he gets shuffled back in.
So basically, he has every monster that's flipped to do their attack before he does his attack, where he rolls that special die.
Yes, Tim.
How come my dice isn't there when I put a dice there?
Because he ate it.
Oh, yeah. Wait, how come I have... Wait, oh, yeah.
Alright, Zelda, it is your turn, and she is using our special Totoro dice tower. I'm surprised Tempest didn't use it. I love that sound. So, you can't see it, but she has, let's see, let's pull that closer so we can see what you rolled. So we got, still can't really see. She has a couple of 6s, she has some 4s, a 1 and a 2.
I had...
Yeah, 2 6s, 2 4s, a 1 and a 2. So, what are you going to do? This 4 spot is out, so you could either do the forest or work on one of the other spots. Or kill a monster. Or get the vortex. We have not had good luck with the B-side forest, so not a bad idea to start. Oh, you're gonna do the monster? Well, it just takes 1. Because it's a 6. You have a 6, so it only takes 1. Just use that then. So just use.
Actually, no. I'll do the forest with 2 6s.
All right, then put those 2 6s in the forest and roll the rest. And don't forget, once per turn. Oh, it's okay, I got it. Once per turn, you can re-roll everything.
I like JoJo's the last.
Oh, look at that! You got 2 more 6s. It's kind of hiding over here. So you can put some more into the hand. I'm gonna go for that forest. See if we can get a. Oh, ooh. You can only put 1 of those.
Actually, no.
Remember, because that's the other thing. You can only place into 1 territory at a time. So even though she had 2 6s, she couldn't put 1 here in the forest and 1 over here. They both have to go to the same territory, unless you have a special color ability. And then 2 1s.
I feel like I should re-roll it.
You do have your reroll. Might as well. So she just used her reroll. So you got a 1 and a 3, meaning no, you can put that there. Okay. That fortress again, and then you have a 4. So this isn't available because on the barrier. Or you could put it in the vortex so people could start working on freeing up dice. Because I've only got these 2 dice. So that's the end of Zelda's turn. We will flip a monstrous card, and again it comes into the forest, and it will take a 5 and a 6 and put those into the vortex.
I think the monsters we're starting out with
So,
are all 2s.
at this point, we've got a lot of dice locked in the vortex, and I've only got a couple, so I'm going to hope that I can free everybody's dice up. And in this case, since my special ability is I can use 2 different dice, or 2 different values, so I rolled a 5 and a 2 with my 2 dice, but I may place 2 or more dice with 2 different values on 1 territory, or the Vortex of Resurrection, So I'm going to place those on the Vortex of Resurrection, which gives us a total of 11 in there, which satisfies the 10 plus requirement. So I'm going to take all my dice back from the Vortex. That one goes back. That one goes back. But the interesting thing too is this bonus, this ally die. Whoever frees the ally dice from you, they go to that player. So you could end up with all the ally dice and have lots of dice to roll. But that's the end of my turn. I did not do much other than free up some dice. And now, so in this case, we are triggering, if you can see that, it's got a 3 up in the top. So it will also, before it attacks itself, it will command all 1s and 2s to attack, which we currently have 2 2s out, 1 in the crypt and 1 in the forest. So the crypt spirit will eat a die from the forest from there, and the wood demon takes a die from the forest.
Should I move this?
And then, no, because it got a die. But then the ice monster comes out. There are no dice for it to consume, so it does do 1 damage to the territory. So now we're getting a little bit of danger from all the monsters. We've got 3 already out of the board. So we should probably start focusing on some monsters. That's the end of my turn. I'll use Totoro.
Yeah.
I will pull this over here. It's closer to me and easier to use.
I would do nothing.
I walk on this thing so it doesn't do damage to the thing.
Okay, so that goes back. This monster goes to the deadpool. And that's your only time you can use a 4 for that. So now you gotta use 6s for monsters or multiple dice. You don't have to kill a monster in one day. You can just start adding stuff like Tempest put a 2 on here and then Zelda put a 2.
6.
I could come in and put a 2 and finish it off. It just has to the dice on it have to be equal to or greater than 6.
I will do this, I guess.
Okay.
Well, Mommy, what are you
So
at
yeah,
least?
Zelda's only gonna get 1 die next turn. That's 2 5s. That's good.
That's why you guys got my 2
Well,
dice.
they weren't in there at the time, and you also have to move here.
I didn't.
Wait, where's your other? You're missing. No, you're not. We put 2 5s, so we got 2 5s in the forest. We're
Am I missing my
no,
green die?
you are because I have it.
6.
Okay, so let's see what happens. That's the end of her dice. We get a giant scorpion. Giant scorpions attack the desert. They always pull from this first column. They don't once dice shift over to this other column, they can't be consumed. So it doesn't have a die to eat. So we take a damage. All right, Zelda. Oh, yep, it is your turn, Zelda. Roll your 1 whole die, and then I will see about freeing something next time. 3. So you got it. Well, you do your reroll. You
I
got your
really
1.
want to do that.
Well, you could try your reroll. You might get lucky. 2. You did not. So you can either put your 2 over here, or over here, or you can put it on the vortex to make progress towards that. Up to you. Oh, on the monster, huh? Interesting choice. Yeah, no, that's fine. Didn't say it was bad. I just said interesting. Okay.
Actually, no.
What?
I'm gonna put it here.
Not there. It's a 2. 2. Put it over there. Yeah.
2.
Okay. So now we get a level 1 white wolf. We do not have to worry about him triggering anything, but we like to kill these level 1s really quickly because any 2 or 3s will trigger them to attack again. But again, we will take a damage because there's no dice in there for him. Okay. Back to me. Okay, I got 3 6s, 2 3s, and a 1. I could, I guess the smart thing, I'm gonna go ahead and put a 6 into the forest. So with the B-side forest where the 5s and 6 meet is where the little barrier goes, and now to actually fully complete the task, I need a 4. I can roll a 4, we can free all those dice back and get our first gem. And indeed, I did get a 4, so we will use that. This barrier goes away. Zelda, would you do the honors of putting a gem onto our thing? And then everyone gets their dice back from here. So we got our first gem, but we still have a ways to go.
They only
Where's
have
our other dice? Oh, on your hand.
So I'll just keep going until I'm all done. And that I'm actually going to start working a little bit on. No, I'll put those 2 1s there. And then I got a 4 and a 2. I'm actually going to use both of those to make a 6 to kill this level 1 white wolf using my warrior ability. Oh no, I get 1 enemy. Okay. That's the end of my turn action phase. So we get a level 3 who will trigger first any level 1s or 2s. So we do have a giant scorpion out there. So he will take a die. And then the Minotaur will attack. Luckily we just solved this so he can't take any dice. but he will do a damage to the territory. And now it's time to start.
It is indeed be more time.
How come it's off?
Because you don't need to stare at it. It's still recording. Go. What'd you get? You got a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3, and a 1.
I like staring at it.
Okay. Another 3. Or 2. Oh, you have 2 3s, yeah.
Might as well do that.
Yeah, that's a little closer. Yes. Okay, good job. Now you have 1 more die to roll. So yeah, that goes away. Where'd our other bear go? Oh, here it is. I have it.
Okay, last
Come on, yeah.
roll.
Last roll.
Why did my die go away from the 2?
It didn't. You only had 1 on there.
Yeah, I had one die. I had a die on the 2, I think.
Yeah, it's right there. That's a 2.
That's Zelda's.
Oh. No, you did the 3s because you had multiples.
Okay, yeah. That makes more sense now. Okay, that is the video.
You can either put it in the thing or on the vortex. Or the monster. Okay, so let's see what we get for a monster. Oh, we get a. So this die goes back because we got another level 3. He's gonna trigger the level 2 detect, and he comes in, and he takes our 2. So we're looking at. We really got to start freeing dice from the vortex, and we need to keep some monsters in check. Your turn, Zelda. So the Master of Shadows is in. There's 24 basic monster cards in the deck. The Master of Shadows is somewhere in the second set of 8. So somewhere between card 9 and 16 will be the Master of Shadows, and we've currently got 8 monsters drawn. So it could be the next monster. Your turn, Zelda. Tempest. She needs the deck. She needs that.
I am doing 110.
6. Okay, you kill a monster, or do you want to put it in? I would either kill a monster or put it in the vortex. No, you do. If you want to put it in the 4th, that's fine too. You do whatever you want. I would.
Or should I kill a 1?
We don't have any 1s out. We got a 2 and some 2s and 3s. Okay, so you killed the giant scorpion. All right, roll again, and then don't forget your reroll if you want it. Okay. 3.
That's a little better.
Yeah, but the only spot that can really get, you can either put it on the monster or the vortex, so I can help you get your dice back. And my dice back. I have a couple
I'll
of
please kill one of the monsters. Which one?
Well, it won't kill it. It's only going to damage it a little bit. So.
Well, my turn. I could always just put a 1 on it and then it's done.
Alright, so you get another. It's a level 1 forest creature, the Tree Shrike. So 1 more damage to the forest. Alright. Oh, look at all those 6s. That's tough to not put those in the forest, but we really got to get our dice back so people can do things. So Zelda, you can take your dice out of the vortex.
And now I need my green die.
And then, well, you might not ever get that back. It's just the way it goes.
Well, you took it.
I did.
But there's
You're
that
right, I
green
did.
die.
At this point, I'm going to actually use my warrior ability to place 2 dice in 1 territory, or 2 different values. I'll use my 1 and 5. And then I got a 6, which I will use to kill this tree shrunk before he gets triggered to attack again. Next monster is a cave troll. And he's a level 2, so there's no level 1s for him to trigger, so he will just do his thing. And based on the blue territory, they just try to eat the biggest die that they can. So in this case, he'll just take the 5, and that gets sent to the vortex. Alright, Zelda, your turn. Or Tempest, I mean, not Zelda. Sorry.
It's my turn.
Hmm?
It's my turn.
Yes, I just did all.
Oh. Just making sure.
Or a house in the middle of our street.
So far, every time we've flipped this forest board, we have failed. So.
In the middle of our street. Or a house.
Why are we singing,
in the
baby?
middle of our street. It's a song.
I know it's a
learned
song.
the
It's
meaning.
by Madness.
Or a house in the middle of our street. Or a
I have
house
to.
in the middle of our street. Or a house in the middle of our street.
Oh my goodness. Too bad you can't place all of those at once.
Why?
Right. So now she's placed a 4th die in here. We could instantly trigger, and both her and I would get a bonus die because we have dice in here, but we wouldn't get the other effects. So I think she's going to hold off and see if we can get more
I
in there.
really
Fine.
want to put a die in there on my
Alright.
turn.
Okay, well,
Well, we'll see about that, Zelda.
that's okay. We can always wait. Yeah, you didn't get your 6 anyway. You can finish off this monster.
Sure.
That's about the only thing you can do. Alright,
Alright.
monster.
There's. Wait,
Ah.
Zelda, we get our dice back, right?
Hmm?
Did we get our dice
Yeah.
back?
Another tree shrike. So, yeah, the forest is looking pretty damaged. So, if we can get a 6, we can clear that right up.
Do you only have 1 die, Zelda?
No, they're all here. Roll. It's your turn. Ooh, that's a bunch of 5s you could put in the forest. Or you can use your reroll to try to have better odds at a 6.
You're gonna put all of that out there? Then you're only gonna get 1% chance of getting it.
Oh
It's
no.
Oh, but
okay.
you still have your reroll off, so.
It's okay. It's okay. That's not a bad. That's good. The forest is because we need to do those to get gems.
6!
So you're okay. So now she's placed the last die in there. So we all get our dice back. That's you. That's not me. And everyone that had a die in there, which is all of us, gets a bonus die, and it goes to her board. She can't roll it this turn. It all goes to her board.
And as soon as
And
you
we get
roll
to-
it, you either have to place it even.
No, actually, that's not quite true. We'll talk about that in a minute.
How is.
Once it's placed, it just never comes back to you. But anyway, but we also get to kill a monster.
So you can't re-roll it.
So question, girls. Good chance the Master Shadows is coming up pretty soon. Should we kill this little level 1, which could be triggered by anything, or this guy, because there's 2 monsters in there, and that's going to be doing if anything that triggers. If the Master Shadows comes out, that's going to hit that twice.
I feel like we should do the cave troll because we already got.
Okay,
Dice
so we will
in
kill the
there.
cave troll. I think that is a good plan. And then we get to reset the damage. We get to completely heal 1 territory. Our forest currently has 4 damage. So I think we will heal the forest. And then we will reveal the monster. And it is a sand devil,
Woo! Whoa!
which will put a damage on 1 more damage on the desert. And then it is my turn.
There's only 1 die in the desert.
So I now have this bonus die which I get to add as well. Once I place it, it never comes back to my board. When they get freed,
Yep.
they go back to the ice cave. So I got a couple of 6s. I do think I should put those into the forest. Oh, yep, I don't have any. We also need some 2s so we can fill up that task. So I'll take those, put those into the forest. And I got another 6 or a 5. So I could go ahead and finish off the forest, which I will do with this. I needed 2, so this barricade now comes over to the 2, which I just hit. So let's go ahead and use that die to free all of these back up. Oh, there's you. Zelda, you can move another gym over. We just did the forest.
I wish I actually got this in real life. 4 4s.
And then I just got 2 5s. So we do still have some monsters out. Also have, we only got 1 die in the vortex. I don't need to worry about that. I'm going to start working on this. And then there's a 6 and a 3. And we'll use
We have
this.
4 more gyms left to complete.
I will use this 6 to kill this sand devil.
I have to go to the bathroom, Dada.
Okay. And then I will put that die there.
Don't get me.
And that concludes my turn. We won't. I will flip my card and we get a vampire bat. Oh. He's just a 1, so he doesn't trigger anything, but he is
That's
going to come in here and he's going to take one of these dice and send it to the vortex. And now it is Tempest's turn.
Yes, but I don't know.
And we got the Master Shadows is got to be coming up soon.
Come on, get down there.
So we got a lot of monsters on the board right now, but
I
that's,
should say
that's
I
also
should
that's
say
also
so.
that's also 3 6s, no 2 6s.
That could be nice to hold. Okay. I'll go ahead and cook a monster.
Okay. Well, yeah, and I would recommend use one of the 6s. Save
Yeah.
your ability for later in the round when you might need it. So kill this guy, okay? Yeah, because I had the Master of Shadows has got to be coming out soon. You could possibly sweep all of these monsters off the board. And so you could either use your warrior ability
I'll use
to single
My
shot a
fighter.
dude, or your fighter ability,
Yeah.
or okay, you don't even need to put it here, anything. Okay. That's 1 more dead, and so that's been. So now you need
I
it's
don't
either
get
a
this
6. That's right. This is a great die. It doesn't come back. Comes back to the fortress. Or the fortress. Or no, this is the ice cabin. This is the fortress. Alright, so yep. So boom, she killed off the, which means that you get this ally die.
Yeah.
And we now are down to just 1 monster.
I could
You might. But this one's not too. Yeah.
put a 5 on there.
You sure?
Yeah.
You don't want to put it in the territory?
That's the highest number I have.
I know, but I wouldn't.
Okay, fine.
I wouldn't worry that much about him yet because that's. It was a 5.
I know.
And then you get a 6. Now you can just kill him. Alright, so we have cleared. Our brave, valiant fighter has destroyed
I still have
all
one
the
roll.
monsters. I know, you still have 1 roll. I know, it's just time. And a 2. Woo, okay. And good timing because we now have the Master of Shadows.
I want to roll the die.
So the Master of Shadows would have triggered all those monsters to attack first, but we don't have one. So Zelda, yes, you may roll the Master of Shadows die. And he does 1 damage to each territory. That's okay. So his options are he can do 2 damage to 1 territory, 1 to all of them, or you get a blank. But then we shuffle this card back into our current pile. So you can get to a state where basically the only thing left is the Master of Shadows, which is what happened last time. And it is your turn, Zelda. Alright.
I killed all the monsters.
You did. You rocked. Okay, Zelda, your turn.
Well, we helped you.
No.
Zelda, it is your turn, please. Put that.
I killed all
let's
the
not play
monsters.
with that right now.
I'll go properly.
So we got 2 more to go. Ooh. You got 2 2s. You could get us another gem.
Yeah, so look at this.
But I can't re-roll that.
Yeah, you can. No, well, you just can't. It's not. You can. Okay, we did that wrong before. You can roll it again. You just once it's placed, it never comes back to your board. You have
Here's
to.
another 2.
Don't we get a gem?
Yeah, that means.
Can I put the gem?
Yeah,
this
let
time?
Tempest do the gem this time. So
It doesn't matter
We've let me stop talking. Please. We finished all 3 subtasks in the fortress, which means we get a gem. These dice go back to their respective owners, and these barriers regenerate, meaning all these subtasks are now available again.
Daddy.
So we now have half of our required gems.
We need to go. At the same time.
You go.
Oh, and my boo-boo here.
Oh, very nice. So you got 2 3s, a 2 or a 5,
But
and you have your and you do still have your reroll if you want
No,
to
wait,
be.
so
She's doing a reroll.
I thought it was just
Wait,
It's okay.
I actually didn't know what I got.
You got a 2 3s, a 5, and a 2. Okay, relax.
Like I should have placed.
It's okay. It's okay. Ooh, now you got a 6. And a 1. And a 4. Oh my goodness, you're gonna get your hand stuck. And another 4. So you got 2 4s, a 1, and a 6. So you can either work more on the forest, you can put some 4s in there for our fortress. Up to you. No, they're 4s, they go here. Yeah, it's still good. No, this is this. We usually get a lot of gems from this. This is a good one. A 2 or a 6. That's 6. And this one, the 6s go here. So we're gonna go 5s and 6s until they meet. Your turn.
Where do they meet?
Where it just depends on what gets placed.
so properly.
You are so silly. 1.
I feel like I should do it.
You already did your reroll. So you can either put it in the desert, in the ice cave, or into the vortex of resurrection.
I do
Vortex of resurrection.
That's okay.
Should I do that? Was
I don't think so because we don't have many dice in there.
I'll just.
Okay, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, this spot is super useful. It's way more powerful than we realize. All right. Oh, we need a monster.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, we get the white wolf. He will eat the 1 die that's in there. That's
But
okay.
he's only one.
No damage. All right, let's see if I can get some 4. Yes, I got. Ooh, that's not a bad roll. So I will use my warrior ability to take 4 and my 2 3s because this is all 1 territory. So I'll split those up. And let's see if I can get another 4. Yes, indeed I can. So I got another 4. So we complete this little subtask. So that barrier will be removed. And so get your dice back, and I have 1 more die to roll. And it's another 4. We do still have a monster out. But I bet our brave fighter can handle that monster, no problem.
This one?
Yeah. But what I will do, because we are starting to get... no, I will put it here just to give us a little bit of a buffer. Because that is a level 1 monster, so good chances he's going to get triggered. So I flip a monster, and no, it is just a 1. Our desert is getting a little wounded, though. We need 3 more hits to the desert, and we will lose. Alright, Tempest.
That's just sad, you.
Mm-hmm.
Just sad.
Well, you gotta put some 5s in the forest.
Might as well.
You do have 2 of them. Or you would use those in the vortex or towards some of these monsters. Use your warrior ability, kill a monster. Very nice.
Take that back. Get
Nope,
that.
you can only use the warrior ability once. You
Okay.
gotta use your 6. And 1 more. Oh, nice. forest or... Yeah, okay. Alright, and then we... Yeah, you're on camera. Okay, just checking. Oh no! One more damage to the desert. We should really start putting some dice in there so we don't die.
Yep.
Zelda, your turn.
Okay.
You know you're on camera.
Yeah, can I have this, please? That's not a toy. It's actually for one of my games. You just have 2 dice? 3? Okay. I only have 2. Oof, we should maybe...
I have 2 too.
Probably, there's not even that many in the vortex. We need to, like, complete these tasks. Where's your other one? Oh my goodness, look at that. 2 4s, which you can't really place those, you couldn't do. So you could kill a monster, you could put 6 in the forest. Up to you. Going for the forest, looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Forest is good.
Yeah, no, I agree. We're on one. Okay, roll those. We could potentially get another gem this turn. Depends on what you roll.
Another what turn?
Gem. There you go. Now, roll that die. If you can get a 4. Oh my god, high five.
For the gym.
Boom Zarame. First wish of the day.
We only have 2 more gyms left.
I know, we might actually survive. And then, of course, I only have 2 dice to roll.
Because we know.
I'll help you, Daddy.
Oh no, he's gonna take one of those and stick it in the vortex.
Of course he did.
Alright.
How come monsters don't eat gems?
Maybe they don't.
What if them did?
Alright. 4 or a 1. Those are, neither one of those are very good. I'm going to put a 1 into the desert just to help get us some salvation from the scorpion. And then I got a 5. I'm not going to have any dice next turn unless I put this here and someone helps me free the vortex.
I will help you.
Okay, because otherwise I could put it here, and you could put some in there.
Yeah, I could.
We may not go for the whole, maybe not go for all 6.
I could go for all 6.
Well, but if you don't get it and then Zelda doesn't get it, then I have 0 dice for my next turn. But that's okay.
I'll try.
Okay. All right.
Monster.
Yeah, we do need some 3s. All right, monster. Oh no.
Sand devil.
So he will eat my die, but luckily no damage because I had a die in there.
He will eat.
But that's, yeah, we need to take care of them too.
I got. No.
Bougie, bougie, blend, bougie, bougie, black.
Some monsters.
Bougie, bougie, black.
Because otherwise, yeah, we gotta get that desert under control. Oh my goodness, you're rolling the numbers that we already have.
I wish I had that reroll.
3 5s in there maybe? Or you could free the vortex with 2 of them.
I will free the vortex.
Okay, so 2 5s, everybody gets their vortex dice back. You get that, yep. And then...
Do I get these back?
Yep, those come back for next turn. Alright.
I got you dice back.
You did, thank you.
Wait, is that in my turn?
No, because you keep rolling till all your victors. Yeah, you had one that fell. Roll that. Oop, kill the scorpion, or kill the scorpion.
Sure.
Because that way... Because, yeah, then just from words about the desert, it's very damaged.
So you should definitely try
We need to
go
get
through
all
that.
6 so we can reset it. Yeah.
Because that'll be very helpful.
Agreed.
And we also need to be able to reset that.
Another 6.
6. We should try to reset both of them.
No, this is only at 2. That's got a long ways to
I
go.
was looking at it
yeah. No, this one's got a ways. That's the dangerous one. All right, monster. Ah, he's gonna eat the 6. All right, Zelda, your turn. You need to get us a 1, 2, 3, and 6 so we can reset that damage.
1, 2, 3, and 6.
Yeah. Can you do that for us? You got this, girl.
You guys are evil.
I know. She's serious.
She's serious about this.
All right.
No camera. Put the
Well, you
six-
got them all, but you can't place them all at once.
6 goes there because it's harder to get 6s.
Oh, we didn't. Yeah, we did. We flipped your monster and he did that. He ate it.
Wait, we didn't do a monster action, did we?
Yeah. We did this. That's right. He ate because he ate the die.
Roll already, lady.
You could put a 1, 2, or 3. Any of
You're
those could go
slower
in
than
here.
a grandma running, yo.
Don't play that. I feel like I should put one in the desert.
1. Put 1 there.
Yeah, I mean the dead. Well, but if you can fill that, it won't matter because we'll reset the
We'll be
desert.
able to reset it and then.
And you still haven't even used your reroll, so we might be okay. We might get lucky. There's a 3.
Oh my god, you just needed 2. You just needed 2. You literally just needed 2. Literally.
Oh, roll that in hand.
Literally.
Unfortunately, you will not get a bonus die.
She
because
got
you-
it 2. She got it 2. She got it 2.
And then you still have your last roll. But we
She got
get
a 2.
bonus dice, and you get a bonus die.
Oopsie.
It's okay.
What number was
I think it was a. I don't
Yeah, it was there.
Was it here?
Yeah.
Or was it here?
Whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think
I
we
just
actually
reset
because
it.
we kept losing dice there. We hadn't taken much damage. Okay,
I
so we reset that, and we get to kill a monster. I'm thinking we kill this
Yeah.
guy just because he's got a bigger chance of being triggered. Oh, you still got your last and roll your. You still got to roll. You still get that to roll in place. 2.
2.
So you can do it barrier or ice cracker.
We just did the ice crab.
Okay,
Today
monster.
was fun.
Master of Shadows, but we only have one monster to trigger. He will eat, unfortunately, so now that we have multiple dice, he tries to eat a 2, a 3, and a 4. We have a 2, we have a 3.
Oh, we
then
have
And then the Master of Shadows will again get shot. So now we're down to just 5 cards in this deck. So the Master of Shadows could.
So, 2 damage.
2 damage to the forest, that's right, because he just damaged a single territory. So, we're now.
In pretty bad shape.
We're not. I mean, we're not horrible, but it's gonna get. He's gonna come out more and more often, and we've still got 2 crystals to get. So we need to focus on something. Let's see what I get.
Can you kill the Master Shadow?
All right, I got a couple. I'm gonna start working on getting us something out of this desert. No, the Master of Shadows always gets shuffled back into the deck, and it'll just keep coming back up. Because he's a shadow. He's the Master of Shadows, so he disappears into the shadows. He comes out, wreaks havoc on the land, and then goes back into hiding. That is not what I wanted.
I'm a chill girl, walking.
Alright, we'll put one over here just to get us some damage protection.
Can sit on
And then, oh, there we go. So we got another one. One of those comes over. Those will come back. So if we can get 3 more ones in here, that will get us a gem.
After this, can we watch the video?
Sure, maybe. 3. I'm going to put that over here to give us some protection over there as well. And let's flip. Ready?
Okay. But whoever
No! Master of Shadows. First
Make
spirit will
sure you-
attack.
check this game out.
Do you want to roll the Master of Shadows die, Zelda? Can you maybe?
roll it this time?
Oh, let Debbie roll it. She hasn't rolled it. Oh, never mind. You'll get next one. She already. Oh, 2. Well, good thing I just moved those over. Oh, it wouldn't have mattered because he just damages the territory.
Oh
right
no. Good thing he didn't get one.
Whose turn is
This-
it?
It is now your turn.
Not the Masters of Shadows.
Correct. Get a bunch of 1s.
1. I got 1.
And don't forget, we do still have the 1 monster out. Alright.
Get a bunch of bones.
1.
Nice, nice.
Nice. Whoa! Being a chairperson is harder than I thought.
Kill him. Whoa, that's not acceptable.
Daddy,
Yes.
what if the Master of Shadows come out and there's no other monsters?
Then you just roll the die. That's good. That's what we want.
One.
Yeah! High five. Alright, so we got to choose one of these that gets lost forever. I'm saying we just choose the green die since it doesn't actually belong to anybody. Zelda, would you put us a gem over,
Wait.
please?
I still have one die.
I know, but she can still move a
I
gem
want to
over.
move the gem.
She's over here by it. It's how am I good?
Why?
You do get to roll this next time. Put that over by you.
One more gem.
One more, I know. You
What?
know.
I think I have one.
Yeah, you get pretty either there or the desert. So question so we have to decide what do we want to go for our last gem. But anyway, let's flip the monster. 'Tis a tree shrike.
A toy shuriken.
Alright, Zelda, 'tis your turn.
Okay.
Roll the, oh, you just got that. Never mind. You haven't gone since you got it.
I like that song.
Yeah, me too.
Why is it so awesome?
You could kill this tree shrike. I know, but he's going to get triggered by everything because he's just a 1. Okay.
Put a 10 on it.
6, silly.
10.
Okay. Ooh, there you go. So, you can either do a reroll or start going for the forest. No. Oh, was that a 6? I thought it was 2 5s. Interesting. Okay, so nice.
Nice.
Yeah. As long as we can keep all these from getting eaten. No big 2 and a 5. Very nice. Okay. Alright, what do we get? What do we get? It's a cave troll. And this is why we put some dice in there. He will eat that. That's okay, we're not worried so much about that right now. Now, we do have a lot of dice in the vortex though. So,
Time for pink.
anything I get that is not a 5 or a 6 is going towards freeing the vortex.
This is a magnet.
You're right. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, you just keep. I will help.
Oh no, we get. So that's my last. Oh, it's a vampire. Not too bad. We can live with that. All right. If you can either fill the forest,
We win.
we win. And if you can finish off the vortex, we get.
Bam, I just.
Well, but now, so now the barrier's at 5. So you need another 5 to get this barrier away and get the gem. So this is the B-side forest. Oof, so close. But you got more rolls, unless
I
you
can
could
try going.
or kill a. You put. Okay, that's fine. Boom! We did it. We beat the B-side. The barrier goes away. We get our last gem.
I get an light dice, but it doesn't really matter because we won.
We are victorious. All right, girls.
Finally.
What? Tell people what you like about this game, or what you don't like.
I don't like when the Master of Shadows comes out.
I like just rolling the dice.
But that is a part of the game. It would be way too easy if you didn't have the Master of Shadows.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be as fun.
But this is what I do like. What I do like is rolling dice. I love to roll dice.
Yeah.
Dice, dice, dice.
And but what about the decisions you have to make, or the fact that we actually work together
That's
to do on it too?
this decisions are hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like sometimes
And
they.
also it's hard to pick your character because them all have like special abilities. Mine is to do one reroll.
Yeah, I like the variability in the different characters and the different board sides. There's also, we haven't even used them yet, you have these special monster sets.
Can I say?
There's giants and dragons and phantoms, and you roll those all in, and they have their own
Is
special
there a
things to make
Master
it
of Shadows
also
in
make
there?
it more powerful.
Wait, can I look at the?
The quests themselves go from requiring 5 gems for the easiest to, I believe, 8 gems for the hardest. So you got to go to survive longer and longer.
Is there a Master of Shadows in here?
No, the Master of Shadows is right here.
Do you use them in every quest?
Yeah, he's always used. Master of Shadows is always used. But that is Roll for Adventure.
Yep.
I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll...
Make sure you, if you liked us in this video, make sure you go ahead and buy it.
It is. I do recommend this game, especially for. I mean, I like heavy Euros. I like a little bit of everything, but this game, it is a lot of fun. It's a great family game. I've played it with other gamers as well, and we still had fun. So it doesn't just have to be a family game. It's just a fun, quick playing.
Daddy, how come these are blank?
Nice placing co-op. Because you could create your own monsters. You want to do that, don't you?
Can I create my own monster?
Well, you got to you do some practice ones first, and then we can do it. Okay. All right.
Because I'm good
Bye,
at
everybody.
taking pictures. Bye, everyone. Bye.